Punch it!
Hello there. My name is Logan, but you can call me Copycat99. And recently at a tournament, I won a raffle for a free Twilight Republic pre-release kit, so I thought I'd sit down and do it as if I'm going to a set 3 pre-release, as if I would actually do that, but just chuck shit at the wall and build a deck out of it. Might as well farm it for content. So Grievous and Ahsoka were the two promo leaders that you get. I'm not going to actually open that. That you can use at all times. Ahsoka's pretty good. Grievous is pretty bad. The real problem I have with Ahsoka is she competes with Anakin, who is like the best limited leader ever printed. He is so ridiculously strong. Let's get into it. We've got a Jango Fett. He's so busted he's banned. Clearly we should play him, right? How should we do this? That's fine. No, so this should be blue, green, so then red heroes up here. Okay. I like to sort my cards by color. No, so yellow heroes here. Neutral hero should be over here. Alright. And villain down here. You can't see. We should move this over. Yellow hero, villain. Neutral hero. There we go. Yeah, so I sorted by color, so it's pretty clear which color I have the most in, and that's a good starting point for which leader you should start leaning towards. Awesome meta as our first rare. Not ideal. What Tombor? Can maybe make something work with him. He's can be pretty aggressive with that free pump effect. Resupply, that's a banger. Hyperflow, or just hyperspace devastating gunship. That's a nice one. Synchronized strike should go there. Aura Sang is a pretty crazy late game bomb. Impropriety among thieves. Wow, we are getting some bad rares. Shock T in our foil slot. Quinlan. Quinlan's a pretty good, solid option. You can never go wrong with Quinlan. Merciless Contest is great removal. Corner the Prey. Yeah, this is a really bad kit. Rare-wise. Let's see if the remaining 3 packs can salvage it, but not excited so far. Asajj. Asajj can be pretty scary if you get the right aggressive separatist package. Analysis. Drain, Courier, Rocket Droid, AET, Wing Leader. Hello there is pretty good at shrinking a leader so you can go and cut. Alright, here we go. Here's a pretty good hit. Resistance is a pretty large bomb. We don't currently have an Anakin, but if we find an Anakin, this card is a slam dunk with him. Even without an Anakin, it's a pretty good top-end closer. I can clear out some tokens. Newt Gunray. I played him at a pre-release, and I played him in draft before, and every time he has disappointed me. I would try very hard to not be forced into Newt. Your blue villain would have to be really busted for me to be convinced to play Newt Gunray. Perilous Position, another great piece of removal to soften something up. Minor Receptor. Plo Koon is just crazy. Fractured Soldiers. Shattered Intentions is not very good, probably. Morgan Espeth's decent. She's got good stats and restore. And then Senatorial Corvette. 1 pack left. Can we hit a showcase? That'd be sweet. Oh, Padme. Pretty bad leader selection. Well, this hat was so bad. Oh, Hyperspace Elite Prayer Theory. Nice. Pack. Red Starfighter. Political Pressure. Lalo Crackdown is like worst case removal. Savage is a great top end closer. Chancellor Palpatine. Yeah, these rares were really, really bad. This deck is not in good shape. So for leader options, the best ones that stand out to me are Quinlan, Django, and Watt, I think. I don't think we open the cards I want to make Asajj Newt where Padme work. So let's see. Cunning Villainy, we literally just have one P38. So I think Django is out. Green Villain, we've got some early game in a Separatist Super Tank, which is a decent closer. Neutral Green. Got the Resupply. B2 Legionnaires are pretty good Sentinel. Take Captive as removal. But that's not great. In my opinion, either. So it looks like we're just looking at Quinlan. And Quinlan support-wise, we have the Plo Koon, which is a banger. This thing kills leaders. We have these dumb Republic attack pods, which are just huge stat sticks. And then we've got just Wolfpack as an early game unit. I'm not playing Chancellor and Propriety for 6. Neutral yellow-wise, we've got B1 Security Team is fine. Favorable Delegate is fine. Genosium Patrol Fighter is pretty good. And Hotshot B-Wing. So that looks like a good base. So I think we're definitely playing Quinlan. Heroism Eyes, we've got Phase 2 Clone Trooper is a pretty great pseudo removal. Light Interceptor is like fine. Drop-in's fine. Heroes on both sides is really bad. I'm not going to end up playing that. So there's that. Maybe play Headhunter and Volunteer Soldier. So Green Hero wise, it's just the Shock T, really. Not playing any of these double greens, so I don't think we're playing green. Blue Hero, we've got neither Republic Aether Sprite until there. All of these are pretty good, so just be looking at our blue primarily. We've got the Perilous and the Vanquish. And we've got a couple of Falchion Ion tanks, so that's a pretty large consideration. Could maybe swing for Cracked On out of Aspect. So red gives us this Aura Sing as a bomb and some decent early game. Let's see. Appears we got a letter red hero. Resolute is a good closer. And then we've got some early game, a Jesse, a Batch Brothers, a Soldier of the 501st. Man, it's tough. Blue and red both offer quite a bit here. So if we're building around our rares, Resolute is definitely like a bomb. If you've got 15 on your base, it's a 7 drop. That's pretty reasonable. It's a 7 cost 8/8 monster in space. So I think I'm leaning towards red, and maybe we splash the Perilous position and maybe the Vanquish. Let's look at red first, and then if we aren't quite happy, then maybe we'll pivot to blue. So we're currently building Quinlan red. There those blue. We'll set those over there. So Dendump's Loyalist is a great 2-drop. Old Recon Command is a fine. 3-drop Relentless Rocket Droid is a fine. 2-drop or 4-drop. Reckless Torrent is pretty bad, but you can do worse. Aura Sing is a great closer. Rim Resolve is a decent combat trick. Heavy Persuader tank just nukes something on enter, and sometimes you exploit it. Otherwise, it's a 7 cost 6/5, which is pretty decent. Resolute is the reason we are in red for the most part. Match Brothers, decent 3-drop. Senatorial Corvette, really well statted space unit that even if they answer it, they have to discard. Pretty good. Bold Resistance is pretty bad. Jesse is a decent aggressive 3-drop. Soldier of the Five Reverse is a good 1-drop. Volunteer Soldier is pretty easy to get down to 2 costs. It's pretty close to Battlefield Green when it costs 2. Headhunter Squadron is a decent 2 cost. Phase 3, Clone Trooper pretty good. Ambusher for removal. ETA Light Interceptor is okay. Drop in, I can usually consider a 4-cost removal spell, or not removal spell, 4-cost unit. I just pretend it's a 4-cost 4/4. When considering curve wives, you get 2 2/2s, and then you just treat them like 1 unit. Maybe Political Pressure. I don't think we play the Shadowed Intentions. B1 Security Team is pretty good, except in the mirror. If you play another Quinlan, it's pretty bad, but on top of things is an interesting attack pump. Favorable Delegate lets us thin our deck. Prisoner of War is a removal. This just actually has no restriction on the cost of the unit you capture. You just get a bonus if it's less. Just has to... Okay, so non-vehicle is the restriction on this card, not arena lock. So this seems pretty good, actually. For to just capture anything, potentially on a sticky unit, seems pretty great. Sometimes you get bonus battle droids, too. Patrol Fighter, similarly, removal on play, which is great. And we can exploit it in turn 2 if we lead something bad, like a Headhunter Squadron. Ember Suit's pretty bad, but we'll keep it in for now. Clone Diver Squadron, or Trooper, not very good. Definitely on the chopping block. Hotshot V-Wing, pretty good, just vanilla space unit. And here we go. Double Republic Attack Pod. These things are just monsters in limited. They're so big. And there's not a lot of good removal in this limited environment, so being able to just slam these giant dorks, sometimes even cheaper if you have Coordinate, essentially, is great. Plo Koon is essentially a bomb in Quinlan. He just snipes leaders. Let's see. Wolfpack Escort is a pretty decent space unit and lets us reuse Favorable Delegate. You can reuse Batch Bros. That's okay. Mainly Favorable Delegate, looks like. Bounce a Wounded Plo Koon, maybe. Sure. And then Creative Thinking is a decent, tempo card. Just tap a Republic Attack Pod, make a Clone Trooper. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So I'd probably just cut the In Pursuit and play this 30. I think our kit was pretty relatively bad, but for a bad kit, this looks pretty decent. I'd be pretty okay with this if I was playing in a tournament. Sure. For funsies, let's look at blue also. Let's take all this red out. I think it's likely not good enough even with all the removal because of the fact that we're losing Resolute, and Resolute was one of our, and we're saying, those are 2 of our primary finishers here. So it's probably not good enough, but might as well take a look. It's not like I'm in a rush or anything. Let's just leave that over there. So Knight of the Republic is another large unit. Hello there is pretty good at shrinking a leader so you can just finish it off with the ambusher or something. Obi-Wan's Aether Sprite is pretty good anti-space defense. We've got Falchion Ion Tank, which is a pretty big sentinel. Perilous Position, good at shrinking down a leader so you can finish it off and delaying like an Anakin swing. Rogar Attaché, just a 2/3 on the ground. I'm not playing Compassion Center unless we absolutely have to. Same with Warrior Drone. Daughter Dathomir isn't the end of the world. 3/5 Restore 2 if they don't attack it. Padawan Starfighter is probably a 2-cost 2/4. Vulture Interceptor Wing's okay. Just, it's a little weak stat-wise for me. One Trade Federation shuttle. That's pretty bad. Got a Vanquish, which is just great removal. And we've got another Falchion Iontech. So it's really redundant at the 6-drop slot. It's a little light on the 3-drops and the 4-drops. The removal package is definitely better in the blue shell here, but I don't think it's worth giving up all these great quality red finishers and the better curve. So yeah, if I was playing in a PQ event, I would play this as Quinlan Red. So yeah, that was a little bit of insight into my pre-release deck building process, how I handle pre-releases. Of course, it was for a pre-release that it doesn't really matter, but I got the kit for free, so I might as well go through it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out. It helps grow the channel. It makes YouTube like me more. That's all for this video. I will see you in the next one.